We're trapped inside mislabeled
skin cells,
holding us behind nuclear bars, waiting to radiate through concrete to break down the half-lives that barricade us.
I was walking through a department store when a little boy glanced at me, and then he turned to his mother and said,
Mommy, I'm scared.
And I was 10. When my father first told me the difference between a Yankee and a rebel, a Northerner versus a Southerner, but reminded me who were called the Dixies and who were called the Victors.
And I was in the mall the other day when I so happened to see a past teacher I hadn't seen in 5 years. So I opened my mouth to say hello, but her face recognition was my skin instead of my features, so she continued walking.
But Mommy, I'm scared.
I was hoping she would speak some wisdom to him, but all she had to say was, shh. I think he can hear you. And with those words of ignorance, she cemented me as another face of Bin Laden in this little boy's eyes.
So my cousins tried to enlighten me. They told me that every little white Southern boy and girl would be racist simply because they're direct descendants of fallen Confederate soldiers, so they can't stand tall.
What I have to ask is my color who I am. Was it the fragmented reflection of light from my skin to her eyes, an X-ray vision into the content of my character? Because she thought I was just another brother trying to holler at her.
That same little boy will grow up to be airport security who always seems to randomly select me for extra screening. And so he searches my bags as I stand in this glass box like a mannequin to be judged and isolated, but most of all, mislabeled.
These rebels see me as a Yankee soldier simply because I'm from the North. They see me walking across what is still considered rebel fields, so the war's hitting home again. It's like they have to protect the Confederate flag that's still being waved on porches and worn on white chests to fit around rednecks.
So my color makes me a gangster. It makes me familiar with the word violence. It makes me prone to violence and also just another. How about my color makes me nothing? Because it's only a combination of amino acids, possibly making my sentence 4 letters different from hers.
Labeled in this glass box with possible threat. Funny thing is, I'm not Muslim or Arab. I'm a Hindu, and I can already hear the ignorance reduce my religion down to the caste system and gods with 6 hands. 6 hands, 6 hands, the big sack you 6 times.
Yeah.
Because that pagan religion is something you created to be one-dimensional. First we believe in a great spirit, then the mythology dates way back.
B, C, Southerners take pride in that symbol that enslaved the race of humans for 300 years, but I don't see where the pride is hanging at. That's why I had to tie the knots off with one of my friends when he got it tattooed on his bicep, because he believed that it would always stay strong, but he doesn't know that his skin is affected by age. So when he sees that pride symbol shrivel up and die, he'll know why I called it a raisin in the sun. That Southern dream deferred into different colors so he no longer sees different hues.
So just because my belt stays tight, eyes stay bright, ears can't believe that I live in the country?
Oh no, not country.
But I do, forcing my lungs side of B because my people attempt to use my skin as paper to stamp a seal of approval lest I not be defective, a product not made as planned.
So my ethnicity is mislabeled, trapping me inside this falsely branded skin.
And I feel restricted, trapped by the world's eye to limit myself to a color.
And I'm trapped between lives, but not ones that exist on my pages, but on maps.
So we want to excel beyond blocks of color.
Labels.
Regions, so we are no longer trapped.